So I am outside one of the biggest factories making bricks in the UK. And today, you're not just going to learn every single step that it takes to build a brick from the very beginning all the way to the very end, but you're going to learn stuff that you can't learn anywhere else.
How long does it take to make a brick? How much does it cost? And how long do they last after they've been laid? Today, you're going to hear it all.
So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's go inside this brickwork factory. This is going to be awesome.
This video is split up into 3 parts. In part 1, you'll see exactly where the clay comes from and why it's the secret behind every strong brick. In part 2, we'll go inside the factory and watch the huge machines transform the clay into finished bricks. And in part 3, you'll see how the bricks are packaged, delivered to site and used to build homes across the UK. This is information you just can't get anywhere else. You're really going to take a lot of value, so without further ado, let's get right into it. The very first step in building a brick is all to do with collecting the clay. So before myself and Mia went into the factory, we took a route to the outside to understand where the process truly begins.
So I'm assuming then all of that is the quarry, which has the clay used to make the brickwork.
Officially, we're a clay pit, not a quarry. Quarries are for stone. We extract the clay. I was going to say the drier months of the year, but that necessarily doesn't happen so much. We put it into layers of approximately 1/2 metre. So from what you can see here, behind us is actually a high carbon stockpile, and you can see the different layers. Some of them look sort of pinky brown.
So that basically influences the colour of the bricks that you make in the factory.
It does, yes.
Once the stockpile is formed and strength tested, the clay is then poured into a crusher, which takes us inside of the factory.
So I guess this is the very first start then. This is the beginning of how bricks made.
Yeah, so the clay comes from the ground, from the stockpiles that we've got. It's passed through the crusher, so this is the first process really that's been involved as part of that.
Awesome. And then once it gets basically funneled, it can be taken all the way up there.
Yeah.
So that's the clay falling down?
Yeah,
Yep.
so that's where it starts in. It starts to separate when it comes into this input bay.
Yeah.
So you can see the heavier, bigger bits will fall to the outside, whereas the finer clay stays in the middle.
Once the clay is crushed by what's known as a crusher, believe it or not, it's then moved from the pile into a designated loading bay which is dictated on the type of colour that it is. The most important factor at this stage is refining the clay into a fine, even texture. This ensures every brick has the same shape, strength and quality. And that's why even after going through the crusher, which breaks the clay into smaller pieces, it's still not fine enough. That's why the clay still has 3 more steps before it's ready to be turned into a brick. The next part of this process is for the clay to go through what's known as a box feeder. This is where the clay gets fed through the production line at a steady rate, all ready to be refined even more. Before we move on, please can I ask that you scroll down and hit the subscribe button, because I'm only a small channel and it means so much to me. Also, feel free to follow my Instagram where I post daily. I'll see you there.
So the clay is poured into the box feeder here using the loading shovel, and then it goes onto the conveyor belt and goes up into a pan mill. So basically the pan mill is a series of grids with a roller on it, and it crushes the clay down through those grids. But after that, it's still not small enough particle size to make bricks out of. So we then need to put it through screens, and if it is okay, it will carry on through. Anything that's not been ground down fine enough will come back round on the return system.
This is the box feeder in action, moving the clay at a consistent rate through the production line. Next, the clay passes through a pan mill, where heavy rollers crush and mix the clay into a much finer, smoother material. Then finally, the clay reaches a vibrating screen. Think of it like a giant sieve. Only the finest clay particles can pass through, while any larger lumps are sent back to be refined again. Only once the clay reaches the perfect texture is it ready to be molded into bricks.
It's hard to believe from where we're standing now, this turns into brickwork.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Is that, yeah.
The process is magical, I think it is anyway. I mean, I've been here an awful lot of years, and I still love showing people around.
I know this is only the start, but already you get to appreciate how much effort it takes in order to actually make bricks. It's truly surprising. But what's even crazier is how many bricks they actually make in one whole year.
So how many load wagons of clay a day? are you going through?
So typically the quarry guys operate across 5 days, right? So we have production across 7 days.
Right.
So they will feed enough in here during the Monday to Friday to last over the weekend. Typically it would be about 25 loads.
Wow. A day.
Yeah. And that's to build enough stock at the end of the week.
Yes. So 25 loads of clay. How many bricks will that turn out into?
So whenever we're on full production, that's about 120,000 bricks per day.
Wow. That's loads, yeah. Wow.
And it does depend slightly on which products we're making, but I can make a skid of upwards of between 35 and 40 million bricks.
Oh, that's wild. Wow.
The first part of this 3-step process was about preparing the clay, and now comes the exciting part, the transformation from a pile of clay into an actual brick. It was time for us to go into the main factory where the brick actually gets built. This is fascinating.
So where we are now is where the clay turns from fine clay into the actual brick.
The wet bricks.
Yeah.
So the clay is coming in, it comes into these 2 even feeders, which are silos essentially. It allows us to control the flow of the clay as it comes around the process.
The clay gets transferred from these pipes at a controlled rate into a machine known as an extruder.
We've come over to this machine here where water is added, and we also have
barium. That helps protect the quality.
The extruder spits out a long clay column, which is then cut up into brick sizes, forming what is known as a wet brick.
the brick column gets cut into correct brick sizes, then it gets brought over here, and then you're stacking the wet bricks here then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Once the continuous column of clay is cut into individual bricks, they're known as wet bricks. After around 25,000 wet bricks have been made, they're loaded into a drying chamber. This stage is crucial, and you'll understand why in just a second.
Comes in here, it gets collected, gets brought into a drying chamber.
Yes.
It goes up gradually to 100 degrees.
It's about 25,000 bricks in a drying chamber.
Wow, okay. And then leave that for 2 days, and then it comes back into the factory.
Yes. So then it comes back up on the fingered car, which is over there with dry bricks, and it then feeds them into the setting machine, which is the way they go next.
Can we go up and have a look?
Yes, we can.
Let's do it.
After being molded, the bricks are still soft and contain a lot of moisture. To remove this moisture, they are placed in a drying chamber for around 2 days where warm air slowly dries them out. This is one of the most important stages of the entire process because the very next step is the kiln, a giant furnace where the bricks are baked at temperatures of around 1,000 degrees. And the coolest part of it all is that the bricks are moved by automated machines, making the process seem almost effortless.
So this is the furnace now almost at 1,000 degrees Celsius, and it's basically taking all the residual moisture out of the brickwork to make sure it's strong enough to be used and laid on site. Pretty incredible.
Within this furnace, the bricks are permanently hardened and turned from clay into bricks we know them as today. This is also where we can deem part 2 of the manufacturing process of a brick complete, and we can move on to part 3, which is all about the packaging and distribution. But before we get to that, I wanted to ask the question, how much money is one brick actually worth?
Depends where the bricks are being delivered. So if we're talking in terms of a brick as an each, I'd say anywhere between 60p all the way up to potentially 80p, but you know, depends what the quantity is, where it's going to, who's buying it.
This doesn't seem like much, but when you realise there's over 5,000 bricks in a standard UK home, that's a price range of around £4,000 just on brickwork, which is pretty surprising. There's many factors that go into how much a brick is actually worth, and there also is a lot of factors to actually build a brick. We're in the final stage. Let me explain to you how the packaging process is actually done. And we'll answer the question, what happens to bricks if they have cracks in it?
So the bricks come out of the kiln or the furnace here. They then get brought to the burn tracks, so these bricks we're looking at here have just been taken out of the furnace, more or less, and then they're all ready then, once they're cooled down, to go into this station over here, all ready to be packaged and wrapped, and then to be distributed to different construction sites around the UK.
That's it.
Once again, this is a large automation process that I gotta be honest is very satisfying to watch. These machines are very clever and save a lot of time in the manufacturing process of making a brick.
So at this point, These are the final check on the brickwork to make sure that everything that leaves and go onto the construction site is all good and ready to be used with no defects.
Any bricks that do have defects are either thrown away or they're collected and kept in a separate area where they're sold as common bricks, used for groundworks or for buildings that don't require an aesthetic look. And this takes us to the final part of the production line where they're wrapped and ready for distribution.
So we have a banding that goes around each of the pack. There are 4 bands. There's also a corner strip, and that protects the bands from shearing whilst they're in transport. It also contains information about when the products were made, when they were fired, what today's date is, so that we've got traceability should we ever need to figure out when the production run was made after they leave site.
And then once it comes to the end of this machine, the bricks are then get transported out to a forklift where they get picked up and taken to the yard, all ready to be distributed across the UK.
As mentioned in the start of the video, this factory turns over more than 100,000 bricks per day. But how long does it take to build a brick from the very beginning to the very end?
So it takes a week then from the clay in here to then go through the factory to then turn out then as a final brick.
Yes. So roughly from what we see being made today, it'll be 7 days before it's out on the yard, typically, yeah.
Wow.
Last but not least, I wanted to answer one question. Will bricks still be used 100 years from now? But before we get into that, let's zoom out. You've just seen the entire manufacturing process from raw clay in the ground to the finished brick leaving the kiln. So what actually happens next? How do these bricks go from the factory to becoming someone's home? Let's take a look on how a brick is used on construction sites across the UK every day. Typically, they're delivered on an Arctic lorry in packs of around 660 bricks. Before they arrive, the site manager will already have planned exactly where each pack needs to be unloaded. From there, a telehandler moves the bricks around the site, placing them as close as possible to where the bricklayers are working. While that's happening, the bricklayers' labourers prepare fresh mortar, filling large tubs ready for the bricklayers to use throughout the day. With the bricks, mortar and tools all in place, construction can finally begin, and one brick at a time the building starts to take some shape. As you can imagine, building a house with bricks is a slow and labour intensive process, taking up to around 4 weeks just to lay bricks for an average size house in the UK. So this begs the question, will brickwork still be used 100 years from now?
I wanted to ask as well, this is quite a silly question. I see Lego bricks. And I think, why couldn't we make a brick like a Lego brick and we can just stack the bricks on top of each other on site and completely remove the need for mortar, which would be so much more efficient on site? Have you ever thought about that? Is there something that's possible?
Yes, no, it's not something that's possible. I mean, obviously the construction methods add to and contribute to the properties of the building.
Yeah.
So that has to be included. As I said, free-forming and lifting panels into place might alter that method, but yes, there is possibly different methods of manufacturing going forward, but no, we can't make the brick because we make them in that profile and then they're laid on the opposite profile.
Yeah, so it wouldn't make sense.
It doesn't work here for us.
And there we go, that is the entire process of how a brick is made from the very beginning to the very end. I really hope you enjoyed the video and gotten some value out of it. If you did, make sure you subscribe and I will see you in the next one. Take care.